Item Number SCP-5931 Containment Class Strife Special Containment Procedures, news, and law enforcement reports are to be monitored for information on SCP-5931. Should deaths caused by SCP-5931 be detected, witnesses are to be amnesticized and coronary reports are to be altered to hide the true cause of death under cover story sudden seizure. For the purposes of better containment of information on SCP-5931, MTF Epsilon 23, Forget About It, has been dispatched to infiltrate news agencies, local law enforcement, the FBI, and criminal organizations. Investigations are currently ongoing for the cause of SCP-5931. Description: SCP-5931 refers to a phenomenon present in New York City. SCP-5931 causes the sudden manifestation of bullets in the brain of affected subjects, resulting in death by seizure. All bullets recovered from affected subjects have a skull engraved on them. No entry point from a bullet has ever been discovered. So far, SCP-5931 has solely affected members of organized crime. List of SCP-5931 occurrences. Name: Charles Lucky Luciano. Occupation: high-ranking member of Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: March 1st, 1931. Description of circumstances: affected by SCP-5931 during a game of poker. Autopsy results were altered and attending coroners were amnesticized. Note: first documented case of SCP-5931, initially suspected to be the result of anomalous individuals from crime leader Sal Maranzano's criminal organization, which is currently at war with Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Name: Albert Anastasia. Occupation: high-ranking member of Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: March 2nd, 1931. Description of circumstances: affected by SCP-5931 while under questioning by police on a murder. Note: initially believed to have been caused by anomalous members of Sal Maranzano's criminal organization. Investigations by agents embedded in Joe Maseria's criminal organization for unrelated reasons reported rumors that Luciano had wanted to betray Joe Maseria and defect to Joe Maranzano's criminal organization. Thus, another theory was posited that SCP-5931 was the result of anomalous individuals working for Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Name: Carlo Gambino. Occupation: organized crime figure, member of Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: March 3rd, 1931. Description of circumstances: affected by SCP-5931 during interrogation of witnesses with the accompaniment of undercover MTF Epsilon 23 Agent Nascosto. Note: due to suspicions towards Agent Nascosto from other gangsters and death threats, Agent Nascosto was recalled from duty through cover story Gangland Disappearance. Name: Joseph Bonanno. Occupation: high-ranking member of Sal Maranzano's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: November 14th, 1931. Description of circumstances: found dead in a locked restroom. Subsequent autopsy determined cause of death to be SCP-5931. Note: first known case of SCP-5931 affecting an organized crime figure out of Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Name: Robert DeFortune. Occupation: small-time home burglar, known associate of Joe Maseria's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: December 16th, 1931. Description of circumstances: affected by SCP-5931 while making a call on a public payphone. Note: first known case of SCP-5931 affecting someone who is not a member of either Joe Masiria's or Sal Maranzano's criminal organization. Despite his association with Joe Masiria's criminal organization, Robert D. Fortune possessed no threat to either the Masiria nor the Maranzano criminal organization. Due to this, a theory was posited that SCP-5931 was the result of a third party. Name: Frank Costello. Occupation: organized crime figure, member of Joe Masiria's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: December 17, 1931. Description of circumstances: found dead in his car. Autopsy revealed death to have been caused by SCP-5931. Note: no new leads discovered in investigations. Name: Oni Madden. Occupation: organized crime figure, no known associations with either Masiria's or Maranzano's criminal organization. Date of occurrence: December 20th, 1931. Description of circumstances: affected by SCP-5931 while on trial for murder. Note: first known case of SCP-5931 affecting organized crime figures outside of Joe Masiria's or Sal Maranzano's criminal organization. New theory posited that SCP-5931 was caused by members of Irish organized criminal organizations. Investigations are ongoing. You are reviewing an out-of-date version of this file. The latest version follows. Item number 5931, Level 4, Secret, Containment Class, Safe, Disruption Class, 4, Supernova, Risk Class, Danger. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-5931 is to be kept in a high-priority item locker at Storage Site 5795. Access to the locker is restricted to personnel with Level 4 clearance only. Testing of SCP-5931 is strictly forbidden. Description: SCP-5931 is a Cult Official Police double-action revolver. A skull has been engraved on the left side of SCP-5931's grip panel. Cartridges of any caliber inserted into its chamber will be converted into black .22 long rifle bullets with a skull design identical to the one on SCP-5931's grip panel. SCP-5931 creates no noise when fired. Based on information from recovered document 5931-1B and 5931-1C, SCP-5931 is believed to possess retrocausal properties which, based on the circumstances of its recovery, are activated when fired at a grave. The bullet will disappear before hitting the grave, temporarily dislocated into the brain of the grave's occupant 70 years before the date of the activation process, causing a seizure that usually results in the death of the affected subject. This results in a retrocausal rewriting of reality. Only the memories of people who have observed the use of SCP-5931 are unaffected. SCP-5931 can target an individual on a specific date by writing the date on the bullet before firing it. Due to these properties, SCP-5931 is believed to have been responsible for the previous anomaly under the SCP-5931 designation. Due to the risks of further retrocausal effects on the temporal stream, testing of SCP-5931 is strictly forbidden. Recovery Log: SCP-5931 was discovered by coincidence in the possession of one Leonard D. Fortune by Agent Aerosol during an investigation into unrelated rumors of mobster specters at the St. Michael's Cemetery, New York. Agent Aerosol witnessed its anomalous properties when he saw D. Fortune fire it at the grave of Irish gangster Oni Madden. Leonard D. Fortune attempted to flee when Agent Aerosol gave pursuit, but collapsed dead mid-chase. Investigations into Leonard D. Fortune's apartment revealed a receipt for SCP-5931, document 5931-1A, from the auction of the assets of Mills Allen and a stapled report titled Invention 033081. Document 5931-1B, consisting of a description of the anomalous properties of SCP-5931, leading to the discovery of its retrocausal properties. The Journal of Leonard D. Fortune, document 5931-1C, was also found. Following is a relevant entry from the journal, which has been transcribed. 18/12/2000. The mob still lives. The players have changed, the events slightly different, but still it exists to haunt us. When I saved my father from his killer before he could kill him, I thought I had found the weapon to destroy the mob forever. The organization that allowed his killer to walk free despite all the witnesses who saw him pull the trigger. But it seems killing the mob is not as simple as taking out certain people. I shot Lucky Luciano before he could implement his plans to gain power through betrayal. The mob still lived. I shot Carlo Gambino, the new father of the mob. The mob still lived. I shot Joseph Bonanno, who apparently, without a Carlo, could finally implement his own plans to become the boss of bosses. The mob still lived. I shot Frank Costello, and just for good measure, his favorite leg breaker, Albert Anastasia. Surely, I thought, with the Prime Minister of the Underworld and the Lord High Executioner dead, the mob would be deprived of visionaries to lead it to prominence. I was wrong. The mob still lived, but this time in Irish hands. But that means something. Change is possible. With all the Italian mobsters I killed, the Irish mobs remained in power in New York. So long as I take out their visionaries, they too might shrivel away. It will be hard, though. My knowledge of the Irish mobsters is not deep, and searching through the journal, none of the entries I find have helped. And who knows if killing off the Irish mob will be the end of it. New York also has prominent Jewish American gangsters. But as the end of the Italian-American mob in New York proves, nothing in time is fixed. The mob is not some important spoke in the wheel of time, and I will do all that I can to remove it entirely from history, even if I have to spend hours on research and driving, even if I have to kill 100. One by one, I will bring down their leaders, their visionaries, their Washingtons. The mob harmed my family once, in a time that no longer exists. I will make sure they harm no other. I will be doing my research tomorrow on the new mob. The electricity here is out because of a sudden strong storm. The weather's been extreme lately, though if my own journal entries are any indication, this apparently is not considered unusual in this timeline. An autopsy on Leonard D. Fortune revealed a bullet lodged in his brain with no discovered point of entry. The bullet bore a skull design matching those of SCP-5931's. If you like this podcast, subscribe and share it with the community. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts under Kelsey Narrates. You can listen early, get episode updates, exclusive access to podcast production logs, and other behind-the-scenes content for as little as $3 a month through patreon.com/Kelsey Narrates. Credit to the original author, Hydrails Epsilon. Content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from www.scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.